Well, hello there, everybody. My last couple trips, it's been raining, but today is not. So that's like super exciting. Like, let's get the lights on and let's get here. Honestly, I don't remember what I'm transporting because I just saw, ooh, Sheridan, a city I don't have. Let's go. And so we are, in fact, hopefully going to Sheridan. It looked on the map like we're gonna stop just outside of it, but I'm hoping that we actually it checks it hits it. We're going from Great Falls to Sheridan, and it's not a super long trip. Like, I usually do like 8 to 9 hour trips. Ugh, not the hiccups, on a regular basis, but this one's like 7.5, because again, my main focus right now, even if I have to do 6-hour trips, is oh no is to get cities. I will say, okay, there was a big update. You can tell the graphics look a lot nicer, and then also the interfaces and stuff are different. I swear the driving is different, and I don't know if, like, I saw a TikTok or something in passing and it said, now make your driving more realistic by upping your sensitivity. And I'm wondering if that's the case, because I feel like I'm really bad at driving now. Not like the normal bad, but like more bad than usual. So I don't know. It feels like when I speed, it's a problem, whereas before I could speed and like it was fine, you know. I also feel like I'm more consistently getting tickets, because in the past, like, sometimes I would crash into people and not get tickets, which was great, but now I also haven't been able to blow a red light. I've only tried it once without getting a ticket, whereas before you could drive on the other side of the road and just not get the ticket. So we'll see. We're learning. It's new, but I'm sure it's gonna be fine. I don't know what we're going to talk about, to be honest. My brain, I had an idea, and then I started driving and my brain just turned off. That's been happening a lot lately, like learning how to spell and spell. See what I mean? Being able to speak properly. That was what I meant to say. Being able to English well has been a struggle lately. Specifically, like my last stream. It's not a good time, but it's fine. People are forgiving. People also struggle with words. English is hard, okay? One of the things I say is I'll often be like, I'm sorry, I'm so bad at English. Unfortunately, it is my first language. Oh, we have to cross the street. Oh, shoot. Okay, we weren't speeding. We might have been speeding, actually. I have to cross the road to get there. That's lame. I don't like whoops. The signage wasn't clear. I don't like way station the best of times. But to have to cross the street and like I assumed this was parking first. I thought it was gonna be on the other side, and it was parking. But like because like there's stuff over there, so I thought it was gonna be over there. But that looks like the rest stop area. I've never been here before, evidently. I mean, honestly, even if I had been here before, I probably wouldn't know. Look how shiny this truck is. Like I said, I'm pretty sure they had a huge graphical update because everything looks so much crisper, and I didn't change any of my settings personally, so. That's not me, and I love that for them. I am so excited for more DLC. Like, it's wild to me. Did you know that American Truck Sim is like 10 years old? And not only is it still a very popular game, which just shows how great of a game it is, but they are still doing DLC support for it 10 years later. And like, not just like small little things like here's some skins. No, they're like, here's some states. Otter Creek. Oh my goodness. I know what I could talk about because that just reminded me. Books. Okay. I can't remember. It's been quite a while since I talked about books because it's been a while since I've recorded. I want to say when I was recording previously, I was listening to Throne of Glass. I just finished ACOTAR and I moved on to Throne of Glass. And I quite enjoyed the series, although the first thing I did after I finished the series was I Googled, is the author a fan of Lord of the Rings? Because there were it didn't help that I went and saw the Lord of the Rings extended version in the movie theaters last month, which was so much fun. Did we sleep? Did both of us sleep through most of the Two Towers? Yeah. Okay, we're not speeding. And so that was like really fresh in my head when I was getting to like some of the parts that like were really LOTR coded. And I was like, granted, like Lord of the Rings really did a lot for fantasy, and the framework and basis of that. So like, I'm not saying it's like a bad thing, but there were just like a lot of like, wait a minute, hold up, wait a minute, hold up, wait a minute. There was like a battle and I was like, this is giving Helm's Deep battle to a T. Or Minas Tirith, I can't remember which one. The Battle of the Pelennor Fields. Anyway, but I enjoyed it well enough. I really felt like Kingdom of Ash, which is the last book, I really felt like that one dragged a lot. And there was like a lot of like false suspense where it'd be like, oh no, something's gonna go terribly wrong. Oh, JK, don't worry, this person came and saved us. And then a couple, like 10 chapters later, like, oh no, everybody's gonna die. JK, this person came and saved us. And they did that too many times for it to like be plausible and believable. But it's fine. I enjoyed it well enough. I am currently reading, so that's by Sarah J. Maas, or Maas, however you want to say it. It's Maas, so I say Maas. Anyway, so I read ACOTAR, which is by her. I read Throne of Glass, which is by her, which was the first book she wrote, was the Throne of Glass series. And now I'm on Crescent City, which is a more modern fantasy. And I'm gonna say it. Throne of Glass was good, and her writing has gotten significantly worse since. ACOTAR was all right. The first book was okay. I liked the second and the third book. The fourth one was like, it was like a novella. And then the fifth one was just, it had great plot when it wasn't sexy times all the time. But as a series, I think it was pretty good. Crescent City, I read the first one. I am now a third of the way through the second one because I just got to part 2 and there's 3 parts in it. I don't like any of the characters. Still, I hate them all. I have no connection to them. In the first book, like in the first 7 chapters, somebody dies like really quickly, and somebody is still bearing the cross for that person, which like I understand for that person because like they had their friendship and stuff, but we didn't get that. It was like, hey, here's this person, they're dead. And so I'm like, oh my god, like get over it, I don't care. And like she's like so pivotal in all these things, even though again, like you didn't know anything about her, and I don't care to learn anything about her because I'm just like, ugh. There's a lot of sexy times too. Like somebody's given her, someone in stream put it pretty well. She wrote Throne of Glass and then people gave her really bad advice on writing going forward, and I can totally see that. This is such a cute little town. But it's just, there's so many different character points of view, and like I think in this case there is a detriment to the fact that I am listening to an audiobook. I think some of the narrative choices are questionable. Like there's, I think he's a fae. I'm pretty sure he's a fae, but he's like southern accent, and then there's like another one that's got like surfer dude accent, and it's just already like I think contemporary fantasy can be a challenge, and it feels like she's trying to cram in every single possible fantasy thing. We got shapeshifters, we've got archangels, we've got fairies, we've got this, we've got that, and it's just like, it's just so much, and it's just like, it's not enjoyable. And I'm committed to the full series, I've decided, because I have a hard time DNFing books. I'll be like, this is the worst thing ever, I'm gonna keep reading it. That's cool art. But I'm having a hard time getting through it, I will say. However, to like be on the complete opposite side of that, I've been trying to stop doom scrolling as much, and I was doing good until like I got sick, and then I was just sad. And so I was like, doom scroll time. What I've been trying to do instead of like when I'm cooking, or if I like go to the bathroom or whatever, if I've got a few minutes, instead of doom scrolling on TikTok, I see a dog there, but I thought that was a person walking really weird for a second. I was like, what is happening? I have been trying to instead read a book. And I tried to do, like, I was editing a vlog from like November, I think. We're behind, okay. And I was trying to like have like, I was like, oh, I should have a desk book, so like a book on my desk. So like because sometimes like when I'm editing or when I'm recording or something, I'll record and then I'll want to take like a couple minutes, and so I'll grab my phone, I'll pop on TikTok. It's like, if I have a book there, really, then it would be better. And so I was like thinking that, and it never caught on. But then I was like, wait a minute, I have a Kindle, and I have the Kindle app on my phone, and Kindle has Whisper Sync technology. This is not an ad, but it feels like one, but it's not. Which means that if I'm reading on my Kindle and then I pick up the app, and I pick up the same book on my phone, it will sync to the last known spot on the Kindle, and vice versa, which is really great. And so I'm like, why don't I do that? And so then I decided to read Hunger Games, because it was coming up my For You page a lot, and I hadn't read it since like basically since Mockingjay came out, and like then I watched the movies. And so I was like, oh, let's give this a try. And I have really been enjoying it. I always say though, like when people ask about Hunger Games, I'm like, yes, I've read it, but you should read Battle Royale by, is it Kushun Tak? Oh shoot, I can't read it from here. It's a Japanese book. Battle Royale, so good though. But I will say, like now reading this for the second time, there's Battle Royale is about this thick, and it kind of covers essentially like a Hunger Games, right? Whereas now that I'm reading this again later, I'm like, the world in the Hunger Games and in Panem, which I realize my brain, I always read as Panama. It's not, no, Panem. But it's like obviously a much more fleshed out, because you get to see like a second games, and you get to see rebellion and stuff. And so I've been enjoying it, and I've really been excited that. And I think also a different perspective, because like it's been many, many, many years since I read it before, and as a person, I'm different too. So I think that's been good. I also picked up a Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes to read after this, and then I'm excited to also read Sunrise on the Reaping after. I was really going hard on the Hunger Games. Like here's the thing, and this is, hey, that's me up there. It's like the same thing. Here's when I realized, like, maybe I'm not broken when it comes to reading. I really need to get better at taking corners. Because when I was rereading the Hunger Games series for the first time in a long time, I was not only excited to get back to reading what I was reading, but I was thinking about the books while I wasn't reading them. And like I think about the Crescent City series while I'm not reading them, because I'm like, oh, I gotta go back and keep reading them. But so that's been good. Although I will say, for the entire, like, I feel like almost the entire second book, I remembered like a few key points in it, specifically like the very end. And so the whole time I'm like, I know what happens at the end, but how do we get there again? I forget how we get there. So the whole time I'm like, is this when it happens? Is this when it happens? Which was funny, but like I said, I've only read them once, and it was, when did Mockingjay come out? Like 2015 or something, so like 10 years probably since I've read them. So yeah, that's pretty crazy. But so I've been enjoying reading that. I look forward to reading more of that. I like Crescent City. It's just, none of the characters are likable. They're okay at the start of the second book of Crescent City. I don't remember what they're called. They're all like House of Storm and Teardrops. not quite, but something to that effect. It's House of blank and blank. But at the beginning of this one, oh my god, I wasn't speeding. At the beginning of this one, you get introduced to a new character, and I'm like, wait, this character is kind of really interesting. And then I'm gonna say kill her off right away because I don't think she's dead, but you get like one chapter with her and then she's gone, and I'm like, finally you gave me a character that I'm like, hey, I'm intrigued by this character, and she's gone. Because, like, I don't like the main female character. I don't like her brother. I don't like her love interest. And that's the thing, too. Like, the love interest, he's, like, been a slave for years and years and years because he rose up in, like, an angel rebellion. And he finds out that someone was trying to get him out of it. And he's like, oh, if I had gotten out of that, then I never would have come to whatever the main city's name is. Crescent City, one would assume. Lunathian? I think that's like the country. Anyways, he's like, I never would have gone there, and all the struggles and all the pain and all the suffering that I went through was worth it so I could meet main character. And I'm like, bro, like, literally, it's like the author has like forgotten how to write relationships. I will say they were very similar vibes to the like how the relationships were written in Throne of Glass, but at least those ones felt like they had like a bit of background and a bit of growth. Whereas this, it's like literally like, oh my god, I hate this guy. He's the absolute worst thing ever. I cannot wait until he's out of my life. It's horrible, the fact that I have to exist with him. What? Oh no, he's in trouble. I'm going to take a loan for $90 million so I can free him from his indentured servitude. What? Actually, it's slavery. What? They won't let me do that? Oh no, I will turn myself in then because I care so much and I can't have this person who hasn't really shown much of an interest in me at all be put into that situation. And then now they're in love forever. But they're taking it slow. But then they had sexy times. Also, there's like an arranged marriage situation going on. It's just like, there's just no depth, I think, is what it is. And I think that's my biggest complaint with Akadar a little bit. But again, I think Akadar had more depth than Crescent City has. It just feels like one of my biggest complaints specifically with the first book was the world building and the exposition. And like, I understand that you are creating something and you need to have world building, but every sentence was like, and they walked down the hall that had seen better days because many people had partied in this hall and peed and like, my brain's not working great to be able to do the descriptions justice, but it'd be like, there's a blah, blah, blah. There was like a bang in the wall from when someone's head had gone into it on that crazy night last February when we drank a little too much and got a little bit too much into the mirth root or whatever. And it's like every sentence was like that level of detail. And it would be like, John smiled at me, but not the same carefree smile that he used to be, but it was more of a grimace after all that he had been through and seen in the war in Panthea, which was a place that few people had gone to since this blah blah blah. And like every sentence was like that, and I'm like, can you like tell me story instead of just setting the scene all the time? And again, like, I understand world building is important, but it was too much. And then at the very end of the book, you've got the bad guy doing like, I swear no word of a lie, like a 20-minute exposition of all of the things that led to this point and him being the bad guy. I was like, if there was like no foreshadowing for this guy being the bad guy, which is why you needed that 20 minutes, which is why it's just lazy writing, because like, you should have seen something coming. It's bad writing if there aren't hints. It's bad writing if the author... Oh, I was speeding. I was like, it wasn't a red light. It's bad writing if the author has to tell you too to the extent that we did, that this is the bad guy's path, and this is how he got here, and this is how these people were involved, and this is what happened, like, at the very beginning of a book that's this big, and you need to know that for this to make sense now. It was awful. It was painful to get through. Why did I decide to read the second book? I'm really questioning it, if we're being honest. But here we are. What if I just, like, sneak? If I just sneak? No one saw anything. Oops. Well, that posted. See, I used to be able to hit those sometimes and not take any damage. So, anyways. But yeah, I'm not live, laugh, loving that. But it's fine. I haven't taken a lot of books. I haven't grabbed any books, like, or bought any books from the bookstore that I volunteer at recently. However, today I found one, and I was definitely drawn to the cover because it looked really cool, and it had painted edges, which I'm a sucker. I know that you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but let me tell you, if a book, like, looks pretty, I'm gonna be more inclined to, like, pick it up and look at it and read the back. It was called, let me see, because I took a picture. The Night Ends with Fire by KX Song, and it has, I want to say, like, it has Mulan vibes in that the main character's father is supposed to go to war. This is what I've got from the little lip on the back. He's supposed to go to war. He doesn't want to. I think he's, like, kind of corrupt or something. He decides that he's going to basically sell his daughter off in an arranged marriage to get the dowry to get out of going to the war, I think is what it was, or to pay off debitors. I don't know. She finds out about this, and so she disguises herself as a man and takes her father's place in the war. And so very Mulan vibes. But I'm really excited to check it out. I'm coming in. I don't remember how to do blinkers. Come on. You can use the gas. But yeah, so I was like, ooh, I want to read this. In terms of physical books, I'm still working on Iron Daughter. The series, the first book was really bad, but I heard about the second book, so I had to commit. But then the second book, I'm like, ooh, I'm kind of enjoying this. It's giving me kind of Percy Jackson vibes. I really love Percy Jackson. And then I just stopped reading it, so I don't know what happened there. And then I have another book called, I think it's called Underwild, about, like, the apprentice ferryman on the River Styx, ferry person, which I'm really intrigued by. And then this one. And then I also have, like, 40 books on my to-be-read shelf. I was able to get rid of Throne of Glass because I have Throne of Glass that I bought, like, when it first was published. And, oh, Sheridan, we're almost there. Oh, no, we're still, like, 2.5 hours out. And so I was able to take that off the shelf at least, but I still have so many. And, like, so many I'm, like, really interested in. But it's more convenient for me to listen to an audiobook when I'm cleaning or when I'm crafting or whatever, even if it's awful. And it's more convenient for me to read on my Kindle right now, unfortunately. I've got a couple good ones because I'm reading The Hunger Games, and I bought, I think it's called The Spell Shop. I saw it in store. I'm like, wow, this is such a pretty book. And I got my Kindle. I also got The Raven Scholar on my Kindle. There's a book that I'm reading on my Kindle. Rose in Chains, I think. It was a Harry Potter fan fiction that got made into a novel. And, like, here's the thing. It reads like a Harry Potter fan fiction still. It may be, like, out of the world, but it's still very much within the world, and reads very much as a fan fiction. And so I've been trying to read it, but I'm just like, the chosen one died. Now what? No, you're a servant to Draco Malfoy. It's not Draco Malfoy, but it's Draco Malfoy. And so yeah, whereas, like, I read Manacled, which was, I would say, like, a Harry Potter / Handmaid's Tale fan fiction, and it was like hard to get into. It was quite lengthy, and it was pretty rough. Like, content topic wise. And then that one got re-released as Alchemized, so completely rewritten, taken outside of the Harry Potter world, which it is definitely. I started to read it. I got it on my Kindle. I started to read it, but the beginning part is just so rough that I've given up on it for now. Because I'm like, I remember how bad it was, how difficult it was to get into, and I almost stopped reading the fan fiction, but somebody, I'm like, oh no. Whoops. Someone in my community had read it, and before me, and they said, hey, keep reading, it gets better. And so I was like, okay. Oh, you drove into me, bud. You drove into me. Somebody drove into me. And so I finally, like, I got back into Manacled, and I, like I said, rough content and stuff, but it was well written, which I appreciate it. But it's a little bit harder to get into Alchemized, especially because, like, I've read the story before, and because instead of, like, obviously setting it in, like, the Harry Potter world where, like, you know, if you've read the books, you understand the magic and stuff, it's its own system. It's alchemy and, like, necromancy. And so it's like, you got to learn all that. And it's, again, the world building. And I think world building, when done right, you don't notice, but you learn about the story. And I don't think it's necessarily challenging, like really bad in Alchemized. But let me tell you, Crescent City. Oh, I don't know. And apparently there's supposed to be another, so there's 3 Crescent City books currently, and I believe there's supposed to be a 4th one that then links all the worlds together, of Throne of Glass and ACOTAR and Crescent City. From what I understand, people have told me that there's speculation, but nobody really knows what order kind of they are in. I think ACOTAR falls first, because in Throne of Glass you have kind of less magic and less fae and stuff around, and the ones that are kind of cloistered and kind of away from everybody else, whereas in ACOTAR there's like a wall, but it's very behind the wall there's a lot of fae, and they're, you know, living their best life, doing the things. And then Crescent City being so modern makes sense to be later. There was, however, a moment in Kingdom of Ash where I'm like, hold up, was that a very obvious reference to ACOTAR? And if that's the case, are these happening at the parallel time, or is there time like, what is happening? So I had questions. But I'm glad that I read ACOTAR first, because I wouldn't have clocked that moment. I just would have been like, that's weird, why is there so much detail there? And I wonder if we'll see that in Crescent City, because, like, here's the thing, like, I write, if you don't know, I do enjoy writing. Haven't done it for a while. I want to do it more, but time. I, like, always say how I need like 4 extra days a week just to do the stuff I want to do. And I'm really set on, like, creating a whole world where everything is set in, and, like, I have the history and everything. It started out with where should I set this story? Maybe Boston, and then, like, trying to research it and being like, oh, this researching and, like, following things accurately is dumb. I hate this. It's too much work. I'm going to create my entire own world, which, in case you didn't know, creating your own world, even more work. You gotta create countries and, like, everything. But anyway, so I am working on having, it's the world is called Illyria, and all my stories will take place in Illyria, whether in a time when magic was more prevalent, or a future time when we don't really, like, see magic. And there's a reason you don't see magic, but I'm not gonna tell you. But yeah, so I get having interconnected worlds, and I think that's cool. And, like, one of the things, as someone who started writing fan fictions when I first started writing, and that's how I got into it, one of the most important things to me is to have a dearth of knowledge. So, like, even if there's a character in a story that you only see for, like, a brief period, I'm going to know like I could tell you their whole backstory. Like there is someone who, this character that, there's two characters that I really like. And, oh, don't fall. There's two characters I really like. And, one of them, I don't know if I'll ever write his story, if we're being honest. But I think he has like such a cool story. But he's very a part of the history of the world. I see you, Bush, that I thought was a cop. I see you. And then there's another character that you see like very briefly in a story. It's about like zombie apocalypse. You see her very briefly, but I think I found a way to bring her back into another story, and I'm really excited about that because I think she's like really cool. She's like, her name's Raina Merrick. First of all, fantastic name, love that name. And she, before the apocalypse, she became very she moved very high up on corporate ladders because she's like, you know what? I am a woman. I have a body. I'm fit. I look good. And I'm going to use it in any way that I need to get up this corporate ladder, right? She's not ashamed of it. She's empowered by it. This is how I'm going to do it. Zombie apocalypse breaks out. Well, corporate world's gone. So what does she do? She gets kidnapped by a group of guys that do questionable things. But she's like, you know what? I can use this to my advantage. And she, in fact, uses her old strategies, sleep her way to the top. And soon this like gang of guys that kidnapped her are under her control and she's in charge. And I just like, I love her so much. And she's not dumb. She's like, we cannot have other women around here. They could do the same thing I did. Because she does not underestimate women like they underestimated her when they thought they could just kidnap her and do with as they will. Instead, she put an end to that real quick. But I really like her as a character, as a villainess, I would say, if anything. And I love her story of how she like rebuilds herself. She adapts. Oh, of course it's that side. We love someone who can adapt to change and to suit her own needs and still come out. It's not just adapting, it's adapting and thriving. And that's why I think, oh my God, look at the horsey down there. That's why I think I love her. I love her. And so I'm so glad that I think I found a way to bring her back. Woohoo, we made it. But yeah, it's been my reading journey lately, I guess. Excellent. We love to see that because we did hit some things. But we didn't get any things here, so that's a win. And we've discovered Sheridan, so like we're doing all right. Thanks for watching. Do make sure that you subscribe because always ATS on Monday and then demos on the weekend and other fun things. I'm going to take this wheel off. I'm gonna get ready for bed. Maybe have some. Oh no, I need to make a grocery list because we gotta shop tomorrow. So I'm gonna do those things. But I'll see you around soon. Thanks for being here. Bye.